Senior Alayla Everett has been charged with the misdemeanor of assault and battery out of Lynchburg. Now, I spoke with Everett's father, who told me his family is going to fight this to help clear their daughter's name. The Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney confirmed on Wednesday that Everett was charged for her role in the incident in Lynchburg, where she is seen hitting another runner, Kaylin Tucker, in the head with a baton. Earlier this week, I spoke with Everett and her dad. She said what is seen in the video was an accident. Everett said she lost her balance because the runner did not provide herself enough distance to cut into the inside lane of the track during the race. Everett says the hit was not intentional, but she's received backlash online, including death threats. We spoke to Lynchburg Commonwealth's attorney Bethany Harrison, who explained the outcome for Everett if she's found guilty in juvenile court.
The court has many what we call dispositional options available to it, many things the court can order to help in that goal of rehabilitation. It could be community service, it could be time in detention, and a lot of things in between, like counseling, services of that nature.
The Portsmouth NAACP is reacting to the charge. I'll tell you what they had to say at 5. I'm Danielle Seda, WTKR News 3.
The Virginia high school senior who struck her opponent during a race, causing a concussion and a possible skull fracture, is now facing charges in connection with the incident. The Lynchburg Commonwealth's Attorney's Office has filed a petition for 1 count of assault and battery against the attacker. The victim is recovering from her injuries, while the family of the girl who caused all of this is on Facebook attempting to gaslight both the victim and anybody who doesn't buy their story that it was merely an accident. In a recent interview, the attacker essentially said, yeah, the victim was hit by accident, but what about me? Making it all about herself.
Everybody has feelings, so you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
This girl wanted us to feel sorry for her because of her own actions and the fallout they caused. That's why she appeared on TV crying and letting the tears linger throughout the entire interview, avoiding wiping her face, clearly trying to create a more dramatic effect. It's a manipulation tactic designed to make herself seem like the victim, when in fact, she was the attacker who victimized another girl. Many people aren't buying her story and have taken to social media to voice their disbelief, stating they don't think it was an accident.
As a person that has been on a track team and ran relay races with a baton in my hand, that was not no accident. Like, she absolutely did that on purpose. You know how, if you never run track before, then you don't know how. But batons are so lightweight, like they're featherweight. So the amount of force you gotta put behind that to give somebody a concussion and a fractured skull, like, I literally cannot wrap my head around how hard she threw that bitch. Like, and then I heard she didn't even apologize, or it don't even look like she checked on the girl in the video. Like, track coaches preach about your form all the time. Never ever should your arm have ever even been that far back behind your damn head if it was an accident. Like, how did your arm even get back there?
I'm sorry, but the track runner that hit that girl in the head with a baton while they were running a relay, you definitely did that on purpose because you was losing. Never in my years of running track have I ever thought, oh, I want this that bad, I'm gonna hit this girl with a stick. Girl, like, you could literally see in the video it's by force, literally. Then had the nerve to do a whole interview. The tears, they ain't working, they are not working. Cause me, I see right through that. If it was an accident, why was there a wind up? The facial expressions after hitting her, girl. See, you only feel bad because you got caught. Like, baby, even a blind person could tell that you did that on purpose. Instead of crying on this interview, you could have just apologized because you gave that girl a whole concussion. And she talked about the angles. Baby, it don't even matter about the angles. Each angle, it still looked the same. You did that on purpose. And I feel like she's only really apologizing because she doesn't want the girl's family to move forward with possibly charging her or suing her for hitting her in the head over a race.
I would have to agree. After reviewing multiple angles of that video, it's pretty clear this was a deliberate attack. When you piece together the video footage, her reaction after the incident, and the gaslighting from her parents, it's hard to deny the defendant looks incredibly guilty. And obviously the DA didn't believe it was an accident either. That's why they charged her.
Okay, so I think everybody needs to remember the fact that there are consequences to our actions, because the girl that knocked the Mario coins out of her competitor with the baton while they were running the 4x2 just got charged with assault and battery. And this is just so crazy because all of it, the media coverage and the charge, could have been avoided with an apology and an explanation. Like immediately after she knocked that girl upside the head, she should have went up to her and said, "I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what happened, but I'm so sorry and I did not mean to do it," even though she did. And I'm still trying to figure out why her and her family thought the best thing to do after hitting that girl and causing a concussion and a possible skull fracture was to get on the news and cry. Like, why did nobody, especially the adults and coaches around her, tell her to go up to that girl and say sorry? Like, it's very simple. And some people may think that the other family went too far by pressing charges, but no. They did exactly what they needed to do, because had it been me and my mother, shoot, charges would have been pressed, lawyers would have been called, and she would have figured out a way to sue the entire school. And I really do think that this serves as a valuable lesson to the entire track community, that if you're losing a race, you do not knock your competitor the out.
I blame the parent. I will always blame the parent. I know y'all have seen that girl crying her eyes out, the girl who hit that other girl in the track meet with the baton. She says it was unintentional. She's crying her eyes out on national TV, and I can only be upset with the parent. You mean to tell me, as the parent of that child, you watched that same video that all of us watched, and you allowed your daughter to get on national television and not take ownership of what she did? It's parents like y'all, which is why kids grow up and have issues. Various issues, because you aren't teaching your child anything.
The parents are the worst part of this whole situation. They're going off on social media, defending their daughter, claiming she didn't do anything wrong. You even have people backing the defendant talking about justice for Alayla. We're talking about the girl who hit the victim with the baton. She's even got the NAACP defending her, which is a complete slap in the face to the actual victim. How were they supporting the girl who caused a concussion and a possible skull fracture, completely ignoring the suffering of the victim? This is absolutely insane. Now her mama, she's been windmilling on Facebook for days, the daddy too. She said, "Anyone on my Facebook friends who believe my daughter hit the girl on purpose, regardless of the facts, please unfriend me now." And then her daddy is just as bad as the mama. Not only is he defending his daughter and trying to make her a victim, but now he's lashing out at the media, blaming them. He said, "We have shared specific, detailed, and momentum-changing pictures and videos to most of the local and major news channels that interviewed us. These news channels refused to show this information the way we presented it to them several times over. For reasons unknown, it is clear to us that they don't care about the well-being of our child, Alayla Everett, at all." This man was trying to manipulate the media to get them to present the story in a way that's favorable to their daughter instead of just presenting the facts. They literally showed them speaking in their own words. And no, nobody's buying it because y'all sound stupid. He went on to say these news channels still continue to not show the footage with a detailed description that we gave them. At this point, it seems like they're trying to do it on purpose. These news channels are contributing to the damaging and hurtful treatment of our child on purpose. We have been sharing this information the best way we know how on social media with the help of family, friends, and concerned strangers. I'm absolutely sure that our daughter's situation would be better if this information was shown immediately after it was presented. Nevertheless, God is good. We will continue to uplift and support our child to the utmost. We as a community will continue to fight for her. The truth will be exposed in due time, and God's timing is always perfect. So they're trying to blame the media for their daughter being charged as if the DA only looked at the news and used news clips to charge her. Like, that's crazy. And I'm telling you, the daddy is worse than the mama. He's been windmilling on social media too. He said, "I've seen intentional fights and bad behavior in every sport that we love in America and is celebrated and accepted, but none treated worse in America than my 17-year-old daughter's unintentional mistake. Let that sink in. Justice for Alayla. Again, it's all about his daughter. He's completely ignoring the victim's suffering while trying to make his daughter the victim. This man said justice for Alayla. Like, really? Again, we're talking about the father making his daughter out to be the victim, and you wonder where the daughter's lack of accountability comes from. Just look at her own mama and daddy. Yeah, not only are these fools defending this mess, but they're also making her out to be the victim. That's why this girl is going to have to be held accountable, because no one else is going to do it. She's being charged with a misdemeanor and will probably walk away with anger management and community service, but obviously that's the only way to get help for her. She's going to have to be ordered to address her anger issues that caused her to react like that on the track. But running around denying what's on video and now playing the victim talking about justice for Alayla is not the way to go. She and her parents, they're the ones making this whole situation worse. Up here trying to blame the media and everybody else for their own actions. That's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this below. Special thank you to Daquan. I appreciate you, Daquan, for all of your support for the channel, as well as Emmett. Thank you, Emmett, for your support. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.